Oh my god. It's been a while. Again. Last time I recorded was, I believe, either the end of August or... No, it was the end of August. It was like the last week of August was the last time I recorded, and right now is actually the... Well, it's the second to last week. So, about two weeks away from the end of October. So, it's been basically almost 2 months since my last recording session. And, well, it's not really because I didn't want to record or anything. It's just because my schedule has been really crazy lately. And it's been actually kind of difficult even editing videos, not just recording. Because it does take... Because editing doesn't take as much time as recording. Because, I mean, when you sit down to edit, you just, you know, you do the thing, however long it takes to edit a particular video, that's how long it takes to edit the video. Well, when you're recording, depending on how long you record it, I mean, if you want to sit down to record for, you know, a several hour session, well, it's going to take you several hours because it's a several hour session. Or... You know, so recording is, or even if you want to do like an entire level, depending on how long that level is, that level can take you up to an hour, or, you know, that level can take you, you know, either up to an hour or even longer than an hour, depending on the game. Like Resident Evil 6, for instance, those levels are pretty freaking long, so... trying to record that, like trying to record an entire level, entire chapter of Resident Evil 6 can probably take you anywhere between hour and a half, probably more like anywhere between a full hour and 2 hours even. So, recording takes a lot more time than editing does, and while I've been pretty, at least I'd like to think that I've been pretty decent at trying to keep my, you know, 2 videos a week schedule. I would like to keep it, you know, like an actual steady schedule, not just 2 videos a week, but have specific days where those videos go up. But that hasn't always been easy to do because of, again, my schedule, the way my schedule is, because my schedule isn't exactly steady. Like, it's not just, oh, you know, I work these days, these hours. It can be varying. I can work, for instance, one day I can work from, you know, 3:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Other days I can work in the morning, and it's been really crazy. So, particularly, that's why you may notice a gap between the end of the chateau level and the beginning of the next level, which... Oh man, that next level. Well, anyway, so this next level is called the Freeway, and the first part of it is Chase Morpheus. As you can see by the picture, and of course by the name, obviously, we're going to be driving on the freeway. Now, unlike previous driving levels, this one well, actually, I mean, the first driving level wasn't too bad, despite the fact that Naomi can drive worth a damn. It still wasn't too bad. Nothing compared to the underground level, because, well, you guys saw what happened back there, and of course what you saw was just the highlights of what I went through. Believe me, it took a lot longer. It took a lot longer to actually beat the level, because, I mean, the level itself is only like maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes long. But of course, with the way the freaking AI is, crashing into every pillar possible, and not only that, like if you just crash into every pillar possible, that's, as annoying as it is forgivable. Okay, it's a stupid AI, whatever. But what I'd like to know is why the hell, if you crash, do you just stay there? Like, seriously. We're not just driving, we're escaping from enemies that are shooting at you with automatic weapons. Not even like just regular pistols as you see cops do out of their cars. It's fully automatic machine gun fire onto your car, which takes down your health extremely quickly. And that's when you're just driving. You can lose several, several tens of health points or hit points, whatever you want to call. Because I mean, I know HP technically stands for hit points, but it can, I'm pretty sure it can be used either way, because obviously when you lose hit points, you lose health. So anyway, that's what really annoyed me about that level, is the fact that a lot of times, and I believe I showed at least one instance where she just crashed into a wall and just stood there for like 5 minutes, not doing anything, not driving, I mean, she might have been driving, I don't know, I can't really tell, but that's probably even worse. Actually, I don't even know I don't know what's worse. I don't know if it's worse that she just stood there not doing anything, or if she continued to just drive forward into a pillar when obviously there's no way that you can phase through it. So, regardless, it was ridiculous. It was non-stop, like 4 hours of just failure. I'm exaggerating, of course, but still, it was just so much failure over nothing either. It's not like the level was difficult and I just couldn't beat it. It's the stupid AI character just driving into a wall, and again, if she just crashed, it wouldn't have been so painful, because, crash, back up, drive forward, okay, so you'll crash again. What's supposed to be like 5 minutes can take 15 minutes, but at least you'll get there eventually. When you're crashing into a wall and just either driving into the wall, thinking that you might be a ghost. I mean, I realize my name is Ghost, but that doesn't make me an actual spirit. I can't phase through walls. Even though this is a program and we're in, inside of a computer program, so I guess technically you could program yourself to phase through walls, but as far as I know, nobody in the Matrix can do that. Except for the twins, of course, which coincidentally were the people we're running away from. But aside from the twins, I don't know any other character that could phase through a wall like that. Least of all, 2 human characters. So, driving into a wall, or just not doing anything, it was just so aggravating, because, again, you're running away from somebody, and so, if you're not running, you lose health just by running away, because they catch up pretty quickly. So just standing there, I literally I started the level, crashed into a wall, and then almost immediately lost all my health and failed the mission because of the ridiculousness of the AI. And just every time I think about it, I just want to go on a rant. But let's move on to the next level. And actually, another quick little recap from last time. The Zen Garden level was basically just sort of story. I mean, we did have a little bit of gameplay where, as the name of the, I don't know, submission, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you want to consider like the big levels as like chapters, and then the sub names that's under the the main heading as levels of that. Or if you want to consider it the opposite, like the big name is the big name is a level, as it says select level, and then the names are just chapters. Either way, as you can see by that name, Ghost was fighting Trinity, just a little friendly sparring match. It was just a lot of story where basically, if you've seen The Matrix Revolutions, I keep going back to that movie, but I really have to go back to it because, as pretty sure I mentioned back in the beginning of this Let's Play, this game takes place, and this game is canon. Once again, just reminder that this game is actually canon to the Matrix franchise. This game takes place between the second and third movies, so you'll see a lot of things from the actual, well, at least from the Matrix Reloaded, not too much from Revelations. Except for a little, but if you guys, any of you have seen the Matrix Revolutions, you might remember that big giant battle against the machines in Zion, where They're like, you know, the humans are piloting those giant mech suits and fighting against the machines. Well, that was basically... Well, actually, no. Sorry. The plan that they came up with is, and you'll see this later on, is to use EMPs to basically shut down all the machines that are trying to dig their way to Zion. And they wanted to use every ship available, of course, except for Niobe's ship, because, well, the guy that came up with it is Niobe's lover, and, well, you know how people are. You know, when it comes to love, people always do stupid things, and at least in Niobe, I guess it depends how you look at it. Some people may think that, oh, you know, he's doing the right thing, he's just looking out for his girlfriend, but other people may think, and Niobe, of course, thinks it wouldn't be fair that she sits out and she's safe when everyone else puts their life at risk, and when she's basically the same captain as a captain like any other captains that are in the series. So she basically decides to go against him and volunteer herself, along with other people, to use her ship as a... I don't even know what to call it, basically an EMP bomb, an EMP bomb to disable the machines. And you'll see them use that technique later on. Not necessarily the way it was planned, but still. So that was just a lot of story, and then we get a call from Link. You know, the communications guy, or whatever you want. I forget what they're actually called, but those guys that are on... sitting behind the computers and just monitoring all the activity of the people that go inside the Matrix from the Nebuchadnezzar, or Morpheus' ship. You got a call that Morpheus needed help inside the Matrix, and, well, of course Niobe volunteered for reasons, and that's what we're doing now. We're chasing Morpheus because we are on our way to help. This is going to be another short level. There's only 2, I guess, chapters in this level, and they're both fairly short, and of course, even though this is a driving level, this is fairly clear. I mean, we're on the freeway. Despite having a lot of cars, there's really nothing to crash into. Much. Nothing really major that it would sort of prevent us, or nothing major that would slow us down like it would be, like they did in the underground. But enough talking. I think I've rambled on for quite long enough. Let's just get right into it. And of course, we just start right off. We don't even have a cutscene. We just get thrown right into the action with nice action-y music.
Hold on, I think an agent's coming. Make that agent close by.
Just... I don't even have words to describe what I'm seeing right now. Keep in mind, this game is from 2001. I think it was 2001. I don't know. I forget. But this early 2000s.
This could be a problem.
Destroy them.
Got company.
This game is fairly old, and like I said, it may not have aged well, particularly because of... Well, you see how glitchy it is. Not too bad, though. There's no really game-breaking glitches. The only real big glitch that is kind of annoying, and again, and also it's not really that bad of a glitch, despite how annoying it is, because you can just, you know, it's not really game-breaking. It may be a big annoying glitch, but it's not game-breaking. And you'll never see it because, as I've pointed out before, because it has happened a couple times already. some of the cutscenes, for whatever reason, decide to just mute. And it's only the cutscenes, like, not the gameplay or anything, just the cutscenes. So, it makes it very easy. Like, if it was gameplay that got muted, that would be much more of a pain in the ass, because, well, that would mean that we'll have to re-record the, you know, either the entire level, just so it can be all consistent, or just parts of it, like I used to do with Half-Life 2. Which, I don't really think I want to do that, because I don't know, it kind of looks awkward when you have when you have most of the video be one way, and then because you re-record a part of the video, it looks slightly different than the rest of it. It just looks kind of awkward. And I mean, I think I've picked up a decent bit of editing skills over the past 2+ years, or however long I've been doing this. But I'm nowhere near, like, the level of, say, like, you know, big name YouTube channels. So I don't even know if I'll be able to edit it well enough that it doesn't look awkward in terms of jumping, because a lot of times you can kind of tell when the editing happens by, like, jumping sounds and, well, mostly jumping sounds. And actually, that's not really my fault. It's not even, to be honest, it's not even editing, really. I've mentioned this before as well, the fact that Fraps kind of is weird, and the fact that it just decides that it doesn't, because it does it on its own. It actually splits videos up. I don't know if it's a setting that is somehow, you know, turned on by default, or if it's just the way Fraps is, but for some reason, for me anyway, it splits videos up for unknown reason. It just takes video, like, it may take a 9-minute video and split it up into, like, either 2 4 or 5-minute videos, or, you know, even more, like 3 shorter videos. So I don't know why it does that, but well, sometimes you can tell that there's, like, a slight jump in the audio. So, like I said, this game isn't without, or this level isn't without its annoying problems of Niobe not being able to drive, but at least it's not too bad. Like, that's the most important part.
Must return to the primary target,
The exile.
Honestly, even the cops don't really do anything much.
Morpheus is on the freeway just ahead of you.
Jumping bean cars. See, that time I could tell that she was driving into a wall. At least she was, this time she wasn't hoping to just phase through it. It looked like she was just trying to go forward, which is still not very intelligent, but